All right. Okay, so this is frozen chicken breast, maybe a pound for 4 ounces, I think. And I made a mess, and that was cool. This is the greatest recipe ever. I'm gonna just start out with saying that I had no idea how good enchiladas could be until I did this. And this is so freaking hands off. This is awesome. Okay, so I put maybe a pound of chicken with maybe a cup of salsa in the crock pot. I threw a little ground pepper and cumin to give it more flavor. And then put it in the crock pot. I got this crock pot for like $5 at a garage sale or a thrift store. And the top doesn't totally seal. I always have to like find the sweet spot, but it still works. So 3 hours on high, or 6 hours or whatever on low. So I did 3 hours, and then after 3 hours, it's perfect. It's like you just lightly move it around and it just breaks apart and it's perfectly shredded and it tastes insane. Then I make the sauce for the first time ever, and it says to use 2 tablespoons of oil and 2 tablespoons of flour, and then you heat that up with chili powder until it starts to bubble according to the recipe. And I was like, fuck this recipe, I don't need it to bubble, I'm doing what I want. But it started to bubble anyway, so it kind of worked out. What else? And this is to thicken the sauce. And I've never made this sauce before, and all I had was tomato paste, and it worked out. And I'll link to the actual real recipe that I kind of followed. So that was 3 ounces of tomato paste, which was like half the can. So I still have half the can left, so guess who's making more? So you just mix that mixture together till it starts to bubble. And this is when I was like, I don't care if it's bubbling, but it started to bubble anyway. And then the recipe says 2 cups of water, I think, but I didn't use 2 cups. And I wasn't even sure like what the consistency I really wanted for the sauce was. I assumed thicker. I don't know. I think I used maybe like a cup or 1 1/4 cup, I think, maybe. Who knows? And then you add spices. So I think we did cumin, ginger, no. Cumin, garlic, onion, basil, because basil's good. And then the original spice of chili powder. And I keep adding water slowly. It seriously took like 2 seconds. I was like, and then I added salt and just a little. I was like, I have no idea how much. And I'm not a connoisseur of enchilada sauce. It's like I really don't know. Oh yeah, then I did a sprinkle of chipotle powder. That stuff was good. So I mixed it and kind of made a little base for the enchiladas so they wouldn't stick, which I assume is standard, but I actually don't know. I didn't look it up. Let's see. Did I already say like 10 times that this is the first time I've ever made this? I mean, I kind of made a half-assed one once from like canned sauce, which was fine. So I don't know why I had it in my head that I wasn't a huge fan of enchiladas, and I was making this mostly for Mark. So 5 of them I made for Mark, had cheese, and then mine was like bare bones. It was chicken and tortilla and sauce. There was nothing else going on. So I only made me 2. I made him 5. I ate one of mine, and it like blew my. It is seriously the best thing I've ever tasted. And I've had fucking enchiladas before. I'm pretty sure it's the crock pot chicken situation. Yeah. So there's mine, my 2 little cheeseless ones. I'm going to have to remake this tomorrow for sure. Like, I'm not fucking around. But I'm gonna add more good stuff. I'm gonna add spinach and olives, maybe some jalapenos, maybe some like chipotle sauce, like that stuff in the can I've never used before. That stuff looks so good. Maybe cilantro, maybe a dash of lime. Man, these are so good. Do the chicken the way I recommend. That's the only thing. Do the chicken. Who cares about homemade sauce? Do it. This cost like pennies, and it was so worth it. Totally gonna make it again. It was like a half a packet of tortillas, so that was like $1. A pound of chicken breasts. I don't know. $2, $3, $4. It's like $4 at Trader Joe's. Sauce, maybe like 50 cents.